Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, team. Good evening, everybody in the house. Okay. Chalo, let's go. Ha. Okay, everybody. So who do we have in the house? We have Alok is there. We have Drishti, Shishma, Shafi, Nikhil, Shruti, Akhila. Okay. ठीक है team. Chalo, let's get started. We are into our day 4 of our career planning session. Okay, and it's all about applying it to your life, bringing some change into ourselves. Okay, so it's going to be pretty nice, and like guys, try to go through the notes whenever we are done with the sessions. Okay, so every single day basis, try to go through the notes and try to really make sense out of it and see what works, what does not work, what can you apply into your life, and make progress. Okay, so don't stay the same. If you are before the session, after the session, if you are staying the same, that means you have just like engaged your time but not really added value to your life. Okay, so always keep this strong view into your mind ki now we need to apply. Okay, this is how it will work. Fine. Just give a minute. Okay, ठीक है, चलो let's go. Okay, team. So we are into the day 4th of our career program. And as part of this 4th day, we are going to focus on multiple aspects. Okay. So first of all, how do you plan your career step by step? Like through what phases you all will go through. Some of you might be like a job seeker right now, and some of you might already be working in the industry, belonging into the maybe 0 to 2 years of experience. Some might belong into a 2 to 4 years of experience, and so forth. Okay, so as part of today's session, we are going to put up a projection ki how most on an average the career planning should go if you are doing a best possible planning. Okay? Because if you don't plan it and if you don't know how to take your career to the next level, you end up in not really getting your dream job and not really getting the next expected promotion that you want. So generally we will get misguided if you're not actively doing something for your career. So we will discuss today ki as a fresher, what is and how should you plan yourself out. As a junior in the industry, 0 to 2 years experience, 0 to 3 years experience, how you should behave, what should be your action plan. And then we take it forward to like 4 to 5 years of experience, and then we take it to 5 to 7 years of experience, and then 7+ of experience. Okay, so we are going to discuss about every segment, so it can be really very useful for you for planning your next what 8 years, 10 years. It's going to be like that. Fine, so that is one. And the second thing is a few very key important, I have like 2 3 pointers to share with all you people. If you can really apply that as part of your life, you will really find a lot of results and value in that. Okay, so we're going to discuss on these two aspects of things today. Okay, now first of all, let's focus. So we'll get into the career planning part. Okay, but on the other side, first of all, I want to give you 3 primary pointers, and if you really apply that, you will start getting value. Okay, so start focusing on all the 3 primary pointers. Okay, so pointer number 1. So in order to have a strong career, the 3 pointers we are going to discuss. Okay, so the pointer number 1 is key constant skill upgradation. Okay, guys, if you don't learn new things, you will become outdated. That's how the industry runs. And this statement you should practically live. You should constantly keep learning something forever. Okay, every monthly basis you should know something, a new technology, a new skill set, a new open source, a new course online. But every month by month you need to keep adding something, and it should be practical enough which you can add it to your resume. Okay, so your resume should not be like, okay, once prepared and for 2 years you're not caring about it, and then you want to do the job hunt, then you see, okay, what have you done for the past 2 years? That's not how the IT journey should be. Okay, every single week on the project, every single month in your system, you need to always search like, what is my next level, what more should I know, what is my future plan, and constant learning. And at least minimum target should be every month one new course should be done, and that course should be added in your resume. Just imagine, guys, what will happen by the end of 1 year. You will have 12 new skills. Okay, 10 plus 2, 12 new skills added in your CV. Is it really practically possible? If you work on one project, you might not be able to add all that, but when you do parallel efforts for all these things, you will have like per year 12 new skills added to your CV. And that's like not just by just random copy pasting. You have done 1 month of proper study on that, you maybe did some parallel project on that by for your own interest and adding it. Okay, so now the thing is, what technology or skill to pick up? For doing that, you just need to do job hunting for the job descriptions. Okay, so what I would suggest is, everybody of you, wherever you are in your career right now, start hunting for, okay, what's your next level of your career? So if you're having 2 years of experience, do the googling or Naukri or Monster or Indeed or any job portals, like what is market expecting from somebody like having 4 years of experience. So when you do that, check the job description, check the technology, and now from that itself, you pick your own roadmap and start learning new skills. Okay, and if you do a very detailed job hunt, you will be seeing, okay, which technologies are in market right now, for which skills there is more demand in the market right now. So you will be really able to analyze it, rather than just having questions, what to do, what to do. You will know the answers also by your own self. Okay, so that is what is the first mandatory learning. If you have that, and if you live that consistently, life is really going to carry a lot of value. Okay, so step number 1, do the job hunt, or do the job description study. Okay, do the job description study. Step number 2, identify the popular skill sets of the market. Okay, step number 3, monthly learn a new skill set. And monthly is like 5 weeks a month. It's a lot of time. We already spoke as part of one session, every weekend 4 hours, if you put it, you will have a lot of time to learn. We have a lot of time, agree for that. Okay, so that step was monthly learning one new skill set. Next step is adding it to your CV. And whether you're doing a job hunt, you're planning to switch or not, but your resume should always be updated. And by that way, you will realize in 1 year, 2 years, there will be a big difference between you and your colleagues. Okay, there will be a huge difference because you have constantly grown over a period of time. Okay, so this is what is the first thing: constant learning, constant skills. And even as part of yesterday's session of politics and all, we discussed this point. By those who keep learning and upgrading always, nobody can really play games with them, because their knowledge is too much. It's like huge. Okay, so understand, that is the first number step. You have it, latest things updated, nice. Okay, now a extension to this, while you're doing skill set, okay, I would highly recommend do some parallel mini projects of that, or try to apply that learning somehow in your practical project. Not just by doing a course and finishing it. It will not carry that much big value. Okay, so whatever skill you are trying to learn, either look for possibility or create possibility to apply it in your current project. And if that is not possible, do a parallel mini project of that. Then it carries value. If you just say I learned it, it is like, okay, training kiya, it doesn't carry value. But when you do, I did a project work with it, all of a sudden the skill ka value kafi badh jata. Okay, now the thing is, if you have already applied it, let's say you have applied that skill in the project, so that carries the straight away value. There is a practical exposure to that. But if you say that I have applied it in my custom project, so I would recommend that you take that code and put it in the GitHub kind of code repository. It's a public coding profile, right? So put it into GitHub, make it available there. So people will have, like, you can share your reference. So month by month, new code is going to be added to your GitHub profile. It carries also a lot of value. Okay, so take down the 2 steps. Whatever skills you are learning, either apply it in your current project. Guys, if you think smart, you can talk to your managers, seniors, and make some possibility for applying. If it is needed, unnecessary mat dal do. If it is really required, if you see that possibility, oh, in this place, if you do this, the skill can be really nice. So somehow try for that possibility, well and good, and then it will have more value to your CV. And if it is not there, do a mini project. This mini project code, you put it into a bit like GitHub profile, and then have it there. Do a mini project, but because that will add a value. Whether you are a fresher, you can apply the same concept. So what is happening is there is a practical evidence in the world prepared. This is the code, this is a mini project which I did on so and so skill set, and that is where I have it in my profile. Also in your resume also, you can confidently talk about it. And guys, it's all matter of time. 12 months, 12 skills, you would be way better than your average peers. Okay, so that is the first learning. Do this concretely, what we spoke in the last 5-10 minutes. Apply this in your life, massive difference will come. That's what, guys, it's all about consistency. Okay, it's simply about consistency. You apply that, you look back, okay, what road you have passed, and you will realize in 1-2 years you have been like, wow, such a big difference. It will happen naturally. Okay, fine. This is the first key learning which everybody can apply into their lives. Okay, now the second learning, guys, this is interesting. Dekho, always it was said since like ages, since centuries, okay, since decades, it is always said ki bhai, take the guidance from the people who have already done it. That saves a lot of time. There are 2 ways to live life. One is you struggle and you learn by the hard way, by your own experiences and experiments of life. Okay, it is a time consuming process. Eventually the pahunch jata hai, everybody reaches. But when you learn only by your own experience, you lose a lot of time, you experiment a lot, you fail a lot, and all that is fine, but it takes a lot of time, and then you draw the same conclusions which are drawn by other people by their pain. Okay, so if you really want to go in a smarter way, you should always seek for this knowledge from other people. That is where it's always said, take some mentors, right? Talk to people who have already accomplished it into their own areas, because that will speed up your life like anything. It will save a lot of your time. Okay, you might have heard about this guy, right? Tony Robbins. Okay, so somebody said ki while that guy was in the beginning of his career, so somebody said ki he went for taking a seminar, okay, like a few days workshop, and the cost of that workshop was huge. Okay, the cost itself was like uske liye he had to sell his home items to attend that single workshop. And then people said, yeah, why are you paying for that workshop? Yeah, you can learn all these things by your own self. So, but his answer was simple. He's sharing his 10 years, 20 years of experience there. Okay. And if I want that much of knowledge, I have to spend my 10, 20 years. And I don't want that. I'm smart. I'm ready to pay money right now so that that 20 years of learning, I can take it in like just one workshop itself. And then I will apply, I will get the same results in maybe 5 years. Okay. So this is how, guys, always seek for mentors. Somebody who has already done in the field, be it in your company, those mentors will be there, be it on social media, those mentors will be there. And the ultimate source of mentors is LinkedIn these days. All the professionals are available, right from juniors till the CEOs of the company, directors, and everybody is available there. Professional network. And everybody is an opportunity who is working there. HRs, leads, managers, developers, other designations, CEOs, everybody is an opportunity. Okay, so that's the second thing. Learn from mentors who has already accomplished it. It will speed up your life like anything. And the ultimate source, the peers that you work at your office, your seniors or maybe some other project related seniors, try to discuss with them. Or on internet, if you can find some social media guys who can really help you with this, there is like, it's a big industry, you'll find somebody. But you should spend more time on LinkedIn in increasing your contacts and trying to have one-on-one conversations with people. Okay, there are two ways of using platforms like LinkedIn. So thoda ek ek karke we are now peeling things. Okay, so understood the second point. Learn from mentors, grow your mentor base, learn from the people who have already accomplished it. It will speed up your life. It will speed up. In a short time you will learn more, and that's the right way to learn. Okay, now while you are on LinkedIn kind of platform, there are two ways. One is you keep adding posts. Okay, that is one way. You just keep adding posts, and that's what, as part of our life transformation, we have taken that as one step. Ki bhai, regular posting, regular posting, regular posting. Okay, now you need to understand, thoda sa let's logically think it together, कि यहाँ पे थोड़ा human psychology is there, how human beings think. There is some platform psychology, how LinkedIn platform thinks, and then we have to draw the right balance between it to get the maximum results. ठीक है, human psychology, platform psychology, and your psychology, तीनों को मिला के there has to be one beautiful system which ties everything together. ठीक है, देखो, one thing, when you keep constantly just posting, okay, then completely LinkedIn algorithms comes in picture, right? This post which you have done should be visible to whom, and when people like, then should be visible to whom, when people comment, then should be visible to whom, for how long it should be available. Nothing but LinkedIn algorithms will be boosting your post. Now understand a human psychology. Okay, there will be many people, they will see your post, they will even appreciate it's a nice value add, but there will be people, they will not comment, they will not like. And that is where the entire social media industry is like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, because they know people will see and they will go, and they know that the algorithms will run only when it is like, commented, and subscribed. This is how the platforms work. So if people just scroll, that's a human nature. Now the point is, you cannot, like, even if you say like, comment, subscribe, samne se people like, oh, baksal. Like, why should you do it? Nikal le aage. Right? So now you need to understand ki just by regular posting, one advantage is there. Even though people might not like, it is fine, because later, let's say even 1 year down the line, somebody visits your profile, they see your constant value addition which you have given to the world, and all that evidence is there in your profile. So don't think that it is not going to be counted. When you look 1 year down the line, somebody visits your profile, and there will be like so much of information which you have shared to the people, automatically your reputation will be considered very high. If that evidence is not there, people will not really get sense of who you are as an individual. But when they see 1 year of consistent efforts to share value, 2 years, 5 years, your digital identity is becoming strong, even though nobody is liking, commenting, sharing. That is one advantage. That's where it is must to constantly publish. But just by constant publishing, if likes, comments, and the hype is not happening to your post, it's not going to work out. Because over a period of time, other posts will come and your post will somewhere disappear. And even if you keep constantly doing it, small scale mein chalte rahenge. So with first approach, you have to keep publishing value on LinkedIn. But it has its disadvantage in terms of key people might not engage with your stuff, and advantage is ki yes, your profile will have it even after, as long as LinkedIn defines a policy ki after 1 year we'll move it to trash or whatever. Okay, so first approach of constant publishing required. Know the advantages and the disadvantages. It is required and advantages are there, but know the downside also. Now the second thing, okay, now you need to understand few things here. Let's say if some of you have, we have to play with human psychology here. Okay, let's say that some of you have added some post. Now how a human psychology works, okay, how many people have liked my comment, how liked my post, how many people have commented, how many people have shared, and that's how a human nature wants, right? That's why people post ki somebody should do that. You need to hack this human mind situation. Okay, and how is that possible? Whenever you see some nice posts, okay, start engaging with that like content. Okay, first of all, like karonge, and if there is already like 20,000 or 10,000 likes on that, so your value will not be that much. Engage by adding comments on other existing value add posts. Okay, and when you do a comment there, so target to that author, whoever it is. Okay, and you should try to search for the right value add people. Nothing but this is a mentor hunting. Okay, you need to maybe follow such people on platforms who can really bring some impact, and they are people in power. Maybe they are HRs of some company, or they are managers, or they are CEOs, or they are some people like maybe architects. So you should follow such people from LinkedIn platform. Okay, and then whatever they are posting, the platform, you go, you click on their profile, whatever latest 2 3 posts are there, just go there, start commenting on whatever it is. And guys, always positive appreciative comment and value add commenting should happen. Not like kya re kya bekar banaya hai, bhag ja. Don't do that. Okay, go to people. Now guys, what we are doing is we need to target to the right people. Guys, even 10 good people are enough to build your career. We don't need 100, we don't need 50. 10 good people are enough to build your career. Now you have to get into one-on-one conversations on LinkedIn. The more you get into one-on-one conversations, you will extract more value from this platform. Okay, just posting will build your digital identity, but now you need to engage one-on-one with people, and those conversations have happens in a private conversation. Okay, so follow the profiles, send customized invite, not to just average people, those people with power there. Okay, customize invite, go in their connections, start talking one-on-one with them. Ki, I'm doing like this, could you please guide me, like is there this, that, blah blah. Once you start engaging, automatically value will start coming from that candidate, and you would never know which conversation shapes in what manner. You will end up making a lot of mentors. And now you choose HRs le lo, managers le lo, pick people from your own technology, that your skill sets that you have, and start building up that relation. It's required. Okay, so the second approach was, one is you keep posting because your digital identity grows. Second is you start engaging, and not via likes but via comments, to those people who can really do something. So yes, we are also playing a game there, but yeah, if you have limited time, spend that on right way by following the right people, because yeah, there is gain for them also and for you also there. Okay, and once you start engaging, start sending custom requests to such people, and start engaging in one-on-one private conversations with them into the private chat box. And then you will realize, okay, there could be an opportunity, like ocean of opportunities which will open in front of you. Because right now guys, I have friends, like I have been in industry for 12 years, I have friends in so many companies. Okay, so I know people from X company, Y company, Z company, because I've been there, I've worked with a lot of people. And if you keep your contacts active, if you have a call or chats with them, right now in my team 40 people are there. Let's say after 3 years, out of this 40, 20 people go to 20 different companies. Still, if you are a good person, and if you apply all our yesterday's funda, their growth comes before your growth, and you're like grow like a team, and that kind of attitude, people will love to be in touch with you forever. Not like a corporate job, project khatam and disappeared. If you really build meaningful relation, they will last forever with you. And just imagine all the projects, so many people you have interacted so far, everybody expands vertically in the company. Now what is required? If I want to see an opportunity in some other company, I just drop messages to these people. Okay, is there a requirement? And guys, one very great way of hiring in the industry is by referrals. If you already know somebody who you have worked with, who is dedicated, passionate, result oriented, internal referrals will be there. They will be getting paid amount also for that. So there are two ways of moving through the market. One is just random job hunt and applying every single place. Another one is building a network inside and using that network. Okay, so try to be good in both areas. So, and to start with, start by building the network here. Okay, on LinkedIn. Even though you are not in the industry, if freshers के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, even if you're not in the industry, connect with LinkedIn platform people, because that network will help you to get in the industry. And if you guys are already in the industry, you should keep your connections alive. Be good person, see who was there in your current project, who were there in your previous project, get in touch with them, hi hello to karte raho. You never know who will be helpful to you in your life when. So if you are in good terms with somebody, maintain that relationship from every project to project basis. And then sab bade hote hain end mein. Like everybody along with me would be like 10 years, 12 years. And that means everybody will be in some or top position somewhere. Right? So that's what is the second way. Engage and build meaningful like contacts, networks, because that is how a lot of things will happen in the industry. That's how your career may, this has to be a very significant step. Okay, fine. Now chalo, let's get on with the third action. First we will discuss on these three value items, and then we will go to the other areas. Okay, now the third main another value item is key. Dekho, it's all about actions. Okay, you might be right, you might be wrong. Okay, let's say you're doing a job hunt right now, or you're trying to switch a job. If you might be a fresher or you might be experienced. There could be you're trying to do a job hunt right now, okay, or a switch right now. So in all such cases, guys, you always need to remember, life will reward you only when you're a massive action taker. Your work will happen quickly. If you leave things on time, it is a very slow process. If you take charge and make things happen, it will happen quickly. Understand this and just apply. It is tough, but apply. Okay, you should not wait for things to happen. You should make things happen. Don't wait for things to happen. कि भाई अरे अभी job चाहिए कब आएगा? I have applied it on Naukri. Nobody is calling me. The world doesn't work like that. Everybody is busy in their own lives. You are one of the candidates in the ocean of candidates available online. It's very tough to really be where you want to be. So you have to take massive actions, that too on a daily basis. Make things happen. Okay, keep constantly updating your resume on a daily basis, keep applying on a daily basis, keep dropping emails on a daily basis, keep following up on a daily basis. I was reading through some book, and it was about influencing and all that. People said ki bhai, the person in front of you will be convinced. Psychologically they got some stats, and after that they are saying the person in front of you will get convinced if you do minimum 6 times follow up with that person. If you do 1 time, 2 time, they will anyways forget it. So the point is, you should not stick with failures in life. Or yeah, I did that, that person is not responding. Don't care about it. Okay, it is psychologically, stats are there. If you really want to get some work done, you need to follow up like 5 to 6 times with the same person again and again. That means the number of follow-ups should be that high. What you need to do, and I am like suggesting you guys, take emotion out of your job hunt and be practical. Emotions ko side mein rakho. Or I applied, they are not responding. Is there a problem? Is there not a problem? Why people do this to me? Others are getting call, I am not getting call. Keep emotions outside, become practical there. Know it ke bhai, 6 to 10 times you will follow up with every place where you applied. It's possible. You can build a structure, a system for doing that. Every single day basis, reserve 2 hours for applying for new jobs, doing the follow-ups, dropping them emails, making them phone calls. You want right way of job hunt in this digitally powerful world, reserve 2 hours and daily search for 5 new companies, find the people on LinkedIn of those companies, talk it via them, go to their company websites. There will be some way of applying jobs there. Go to their LinkedIn websites, apply jobs from them. There will be official email IDs, apply job from them. If there is phone number, try to call them. And this activity, this set of 5 activities is like first attempt. And you have to do this 6 times to 10 times. And then like 5 companies on a daily basis. If you keep adding, कोई ना कोई तो देगा यार. For how long people will hide? Remove emotion and get into action. Ruthless. Know that nobody cares, and then you should also not care. Nobody. Samne wala is not thinking about you at all. He is busy. I'm busy with my project work. I have a lot of things going on in my life. Right? Why would I care about हाँ किसी ने मेरे को 2 महीना पहले sent a request? It's only you who are thinking कि somebody will check my request and revert back, but people are not caring. So you have to dominate the market with your actions. ठीक है? So understand this. Get your A game out there by making things happen. Don't wait for things to happen. Start by simply assigning 2 Pomodoros per day. We did that productivity wala, right? Assign 2 mandatory Pomodoros for job hunt every single day basis without taking like emotion into consideration. Just apply, follow up, apply, follow up. Don't think samne wala kya soch raha hai. Become like as crazy as 10 times. Till the time person says, we are not interested to hire you, stop emailing us. Uske baad bhi aur 2 maro. Just do 2 more times. Let's see what happens. But if you really build a system and how it happens, you need to do it in an organized manner. Start having an Excel sheet. Start maintaining data there. Which person, when did you did the follow-up? Start maintaining all that data with yourself. Okay, I approach so and so people, so and so companies. I drop them email when. And this database of your Excel sheet of all the people that you're following up, you just need to convert it into a pattern. Not like random. It has to be organized. Otherwise, you cannot scale up the system every single day. Okay, so set of activities, prepare a checklist. I have to apply for a job from Naukri to them. I need to go to their company website and apply for a job. I need to go to their LinkedIn profile and I have to apply for a job. Keep a checklist of these 3. Next, I need to find their HRs on LinkedIn, 2-3 people on LinkedIn, send connection request to them. Okay, make that also as a thing. And I will email them explicitly. So there are like 6-7 activities which you can do for one job applying. And then increase the follow-up 6 times, 10 times. Create a pattern. Daily kitne apply karna hai and how many follow-ups you want to do. Reserve minimum 1 hour. Okay. If you do 2 hours, so what will happen? Dekho, you are preparing for getting the job or switching the job. That is step number 1. You're training yourself, which is very good. That's the step number 1. You're doing 2 things, building mini projects. That is step number 2. But now you have to get into selling yourself in the industry and pushing yourself in the industry. All 3 parts are important. If you don't do this third of like massive actions to get it industry, basically you're following the second approach. You just wait for a call for them. Yes, they want it, but it's a very slow process. Just imagine the chances of our massive action approach. It will just happen in a matter of 1 month. You will start getting calls. People will start telling you, hey, this is not good in your profile. Can you do this? Can you learn this? Automatically something will start happening. So get one-on-one, get direct. Okay? And then you realize, observe yourself on a weekly basis, how many companies you applied. Okay, there is one thing about the IT industry, guys. Okay, KPIs, key performance indicators. Okay, nothing but you need to get concrete in data points, not stay abstract. You should not tell ki, okay, I'm applying to companies but nothing is happening. This is an abstract statement. I am applying for companies, nothing is happening. There is a lot of open questions here. Okay, now a concrete KPI based statement will be, daily I apply for 5 companies and I do like emails and blah blah blah. Out of those 5 companies, weekly I have done so many follow-ups. So many companies has responded back to me, so many companies has not responded, and what was their response? That is nothing but measuring your work. And IT is successful because they measure their work. They know the KPIs, key performance indicators, what actually matters. So you need to think, and every task, whether it's a real world task or IT task, project task, there will be always these data points. If you measure them and try to improve and increase these data points, your chances of success will grow automatically. So never talk abstract. Kya I am applying, market में it's not happening. It's very abstract term. Nobody can do anything about it. Get concrete. How many companies you are applying? What are the ways by which you apply? What is the response coming from them? How much follow-ups are you doing? What are they suggesting you? Is there a feedback coming? You measure everything, you observe everything, and all of this data has to be stored in again an Excel sheet so that you can know what's happening with you. Once you go to that level, then you can, once you see the data, everything works out. Okay, just think through this. Simply, if you start living your next 1 year like this, 1 month, sorry, 1 year is a very big term. Next 1 month, if you start living like this, you will find you will have so much data. Then you can observe, oh, daily I'm applying only for less companies. I have done very limited follow-up. So now I need to grow my follow-ups more because I've applied for many companies. I'm not getting responses from them. That means I have to increase my follow-up ratio. If you have done a lot of follow-ups, but still they are not responding, that means you need to increase your applying ratio. And then which platforms are you applying, which are responding, which are not responding. So if LinkedIn is responding nicely, that means, oh, I need to apply more on LinkedIn platform and less on the other platforms. Okay, or maybe people are responding back to my emails. So once you start observing all this, you would know where to put more efforts, where to put less efforts. And this is how industry works. Every project is executed like this. How many people you have, how much time have they taken to develop something, what was their estimations, how many developers, how many QA members, then in how much time they developed, and whatever is the problem, once we see the data, how many hours of work was done per sprint basis, in how many sprints was this project done. When you have this metrics, you study it as part of retrospective of whatever, and then you fix the problems. So the biggest takeaway which I can give to you people is start measuring what you're doing. You will automatically know where to put more efforts, where to reduce your efforts. Okay, and it has to happen in a rapid fire mode, daily, 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, taking emotions out of the system. If you keep emotionalizing, people are not responding, nothing will happen. Become a practical, ruthless machine who wants to get the work done, doesn't care about what the person in front of you thinks. Apply till the time you get a job. That's it. Okay, and when you are doing it, you're along with it, you're doing your remaining two things also. You're training yourself as well, you're doing your coding practice as well. So you're working on yourself, plus you are hunting. All the three are important pieces. Right now, I know many of you are very good in the step number 1 and step number 2, preparation, training, dedication. But we are good in that because we were a student in the past. Everybody comes from a college student background. We know we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to put efforts. So we are good with that. We can learn that. But this another hunting wala thing, we are not good in that. And nobody has really trained us like that in the past. That's where we don't do it. So Abhi, it's a learning time. Every phase of your life teaches you something. This is what it teaches you, right? Okay. So guys, these three things: constant monthly one new skill set addition, GitHub profile, resume updation. Step 1. Second, building a solid network. LinkedIn, your current corporate key people, build that network. One-on-one conversations will be more valuable than just broadcasting. Go into that. And the third thing is this, what we said: massive actions to make things happen. Take emotions out of the picture, make it ruthless, practical machine. Things will start working, and it will just work like charm. Okay, you will not even realize, but 1 month, 2 month may results will start happening. Don't doubt it. Just trust the system, trust your knowledge, trust your brain. You're smart. Believe in that you're smart. Put some dedication into your smartness. Results will start coming. Kuch na kuch brain will think and it will do, and we don't know what it will think. Kuch creativity might come, some idea might spark, and something you might see which will make results come for you. Okay, so bahut easily ho jayega. It's a big world with a lot of possibilities. Okay, fine. Chalo, now this is the first half. Next, with very pinpoints, we will be speaking about your career phased plan. Okay, not trying to take too much of time there. Very pinpoint. Okay, as a fresher, I've gone through a lot of campus interviews as well. Okay, we do generally for our company, we do campus placements for hiring freshers. Okay, and we go to some of the top institutions actually. Okay, recently हम लोग ट्रिपल आईटी को भी गए थे, and before like IIT को गए थे. ठीक है, so before that we were having some other top institutes there. Now we are trying to increase our college set, so there is a lot of things happening, and I have been going there for the campus drive since a long time. And देखो, what thing we expect from a fresher, I'll keep it as simple as possible. ठीक है, I don't want a fresher जिसको spring बहुत अच्छे से आता है. I don't really want that. Okay. Why? Because he will learn it anyways. Okay, I'm not really looking for any specific technology. Okay, we have even internally passed comments कि भाई, if he can work on any programming language, bring it on. ऐसा है. Python पे आता है, चलो. Sometimes we go in for interview and we ask, okay, tell us in what programming language can you code. He says one of two, three things: Node.js or JavaScript or Python or Java. The interview just changes like that. While we go for campus drives, he says, I know Python. Okay, chalo, let's do the interview in Python. Okay, he says, I know Java. Chalo, let's do it in Java. और मेरे को खुद Python नहीं आता, but it's just a programming language. I know that there will be some concepts like this. I'm like, okay, दिखा मेरे को Python में how does it work. And if he really knows it, he can write some code and show to me. It might be right or wrong, but if it is making logical sense to me, I'm like, wow, he has done it. Chalo, recruit him. Because logically he coded something in Python. I need not really know Python to judge Python. If he has coded a structure, logic is technologyless. A code can be written in any programming language. So I can take interview for any programming language. Yes, there will be specifics of Python ke core things, what advantages and all that. I can just go to Google and like get like 10-15 questions like this is the basic of Python. I can take a Python interview. I can take a Node.js interview. I might not be experienced, but juniors say why, like, right? They will anyways learn it. So understand, technology is neutral, logic, and can you work in any technology? That's fine. From fresher, basic expectation is they should be able to think. Given a problem, they should be able to think how to solve it. Okay. And second, once you know the logic, you should be able to code it, regardless of what technology it is. Here itself, many people fail. People are not able to think, and we don't give rocket science questions. And particularly speaking, okay, still there are some interviewers who will still keep giving that academic level questions. Stack ka pop likhao, push likhao. Oh, people have mugged up those things. Be logical. Given a problem, okay, can you think about solution of that? Okay, if this is happening, yeah, we will do like this and then it will solve the problem. You should be able to think. And the second important thing is you should be able to write it into code. And basic hota hai. And if you are able to do these two things, we are confident your person is good. Many people, you give a problem to them, they become blank. And they are expecting give us only those kind of problems like algorithm, doing this, doing that. Sometimes work, sometimes not, but a thinking mind is required. Mugging up will not really crack interviews. Okay, be logical, thoda socho. So that's what, from fresher, given a problem, we want people to think, and once they are thinking, we want people to code. Okay, now how do you learn the art of thinking is by looking at the real world. We have discussed about, like, if you want, take Facebook use case and start coding it, start thinking about it. Okay, when I'm posting a photo, like who are the people in my friend contacts to which it should be available? When I do a private photo, it goes to whom? When I do a friend's photo, when I do a public photo, who are the people who it should be going to? How is my linking joined to those people? If you just start thinking, there are so many use cases. You just ask a question, how will you code this? Okay, next time you go to using Facebook or LinkedIn profile, just observe anything there and just ask a question, how will I code it? Your brain will start thinking. Many people come in interview and then they think, ye bhi hota hai kya? But you do your practice in that manner. Observe the real world more. Take some use cases. You will find so many use cases like YouTube or we are in Zoom right now. Like so many use cases will be coming just by observing things. And yes, don't get into very complex use cases. Fresher से fresher level के चीजें रहेंगी. At least we don't expect rocket science or very complicated solutions from freshers. But at least like even simple things, you should have opinion कि how do you develop it. And that could be anything for any project, any use case. So even for experienced people and freshers, I would already recommend my solution to you will be start observing real world, pick up 2 3 applications, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, popular chal raha hai, theek hai? Or identify five use cases of each of this. What is use case? Functionalities, 5 functionalities. And just start thinking, how would this have been developed? And if you really want to code it, can you code those things? If your brain thinks and if you can code dynamically by your own self, this is what we want from freshers. They should not get blanked when they are facing with some challenge. Right or wrong doesn't matter, but the brain should think, some idea should come. That is required. And whatever idea they are getting, they should be able to write some code to make it happen, be it in any programming language. Okay, so this is how the base expectation is, a thinking brain which can put something in code as well. Second, so this is technology wise expectation. The second, we want people to be confident. Nervous people will not be entertained. Okay, confident people who can actually like, yeah, I will do it, yes, I want to do it, I'm dedicated, I will learn, yes, yes, yes. Okay, that hungerness, that spark should be there. If you are doubting yourself, if you are like, no, I don't know, can I do it, can I not do it, like nahi bhi aata, yeah, I'll learn, I want to do it, I want to do it, yeah, it's looking challenging to me, but karte, that energy, that confidence, and that like, yes, I'm ready to get in, that attitude is going to be very much required compared to being dull, nervous, and doubtful. So freshers ka second, we look for personality. Okay, the confident personality who wants to do it, challenging hai, but I still want to do it with confidence, not with doubt and confusions. Okay, try to work on the attitude part. Okay, so one technology wise, दूसरा ये, on top of this, whatever other things you know about algorithms, your other frameworks, that will be all value added. But be all of these things as a fresher, you will get nicely. Okay, now let's speak about junior level people in the industry, 0 to 2 years, 0 to 3 years. Okay, देखो guys, you should have a very, or even for freshers, you should have one project in your resume as an internship project, and you should be able to explain functionally and even like technically what have you done in that project. Okay, even for fresher, projects will be asked, and you should have thorough knowledge about your project. Okay, at least for you say this was my piece, I did this in the project, and you should have a good knowledge of that. Okay, we designed this database, we wrote this coding, this is how we wrote it. So get into that details, whatever projects freshers as part of your internship or whatever you keep, you should be able to answer knowledge will also be required from freshers because internship projects will be there. Okay, now fine, getting into the next level, once you let's say pass this interview, getting into 0 to 2 years of experience, one thing, we are at the very beginning stage of your career, provide all the required support to you guys. Okay,
So voice is breaking.
yeah, let me plug in the LAN cable. Okay, let's see. हेलो हेलो हेलो, कितना टाइम लेगा भाई कनेक्ट करने?
Okay, sir.
hmm? Okay, but somehow it's still streaming from my Wi-Fi only. Okay, ठीक है, चलो, let's see, maybe after some time it might switch to my LAN. But still it's good, right? We can continue. Hello, fine, chalo, we'll continue. Okay, now let's get back to 0 to 2 years of experience candidates. Okay, first of all, देखो guys, everything is new for the beginners. They have not seen the industry at all. Okay, so have an open mind and grasp everything whatever you see. Don't try to reject anything. Okay, some people are saying like this. Okay, because you cannot judge what is right, what is wrong, because everything is new to you. To have an open mind and consume knowledge from everywhere. Okay, process knowledge, technology knowledge, standards knowledge, how people are coding, how the requirements are coming. Just try to observe everything. Don't wait like somebody will come and spoon feed me. People will do in the industry as a freshers or juniors. People will spoon feed you. यार नहीं पता है इसको, जब बता देते जाके, people will help you a lot in the beginning of your career. ठीक है, but what I would suggest is keep your mind open and try to observe and learn from all the directions. Okay, so learn the process, learn the technology, see how the coding is done, see how the requirements are coming, see how we are building, how the server UI integration is happening, how the testing is happening, how the further UAT process happens, how do we go to the production environment, how is the deployment cycle, and who what plays what role in the entire process. You keep an eye on the entire system. Okay, because that's what is like grasping knowledge. Okay. Second, in the beginning time, your primary target should be how can you independently do the coding? Okay, by using Google. Okay, how can you independently do coding wherever you are stuck? If you're not sure how to do, rather than running to your team members, run to Google. 10-15 links will come. Check it out, copy that code, see whether it work, not work. Okay. And the another thing is, whenever you're getting stuck somewhere, for debugging also using Google. Okay, nothing but your primary target, which should be how can you build functional applications as independently as possible. It might not be the following the standards, it is fine. As a beginner, don't care about all of those things. Focus like whatever is the project standard, don't try to violate that, because they will be like code review mein pass nahi hoga. So try to maintain the project standards, but try to independently complete functionalities. Okay, you do that, that should be your first priority when you're getting into the industry, and do as great efforts, as focused efforts as possible from 0 to 2 years of experience. The sooner you become independent, then your career will actually start kicking from there. But as long as you need people for doing your work, every single simple things for us, debugging for you, for doing deployments for you, बहुत struggle रहेगा. So people will do it, but you have to get as soon as possible independent. Okay, so learn every possible thing, do coding rigorously, put ready to be like as hard work, late hours, or learning new things, working with your team members, give me more responsibility, give me challenges, work with all that regards. And that's how you should start as a fresher. More committed, put late hours in, ask people about every question that you are coming to your mind. How does this happen, how does that happen? Google about it, see how the industry works, see how the projects work, know about your project. Be dynamic as 0 to 2 years of experience. Okay, action mode pe raho, life will be good. Now what happens is, as you start growing in this career, why am I setting that benchmark? Because as you start growing in the career, when you reach 3 years of experience, people will expect you that you will be able to independently read a requirement, think about how to code it, and independently code it, develop it, test it, give it to production also. When you reach that benchmark of 3 years of experience, people will want you to be as independent as possible. Okay, and the thing is, with 3 years of experience, you will be expected to follow some decent coding standards as well, best practices as well. So that should be your learning. So as you are becoming independent, stage number 1 is become independent. Stage number 2 is independency with right standards and best practices, and more of collaboration with the team. That's the second phase of growth which you should have. So first independent, stage 1 independent. Stage 2 is like trying to do with standards, best practices. So that is your stage 2. Average in that is fine, but fully independent is expected when you cross 3 years of experience. Abhi 3 pods gaye, but you're not able to do this. That means you're running behind your experience. Okay, experience of on paper is different, and your knowledge experience is different. People might be 5 years of experience, but knowledge wise abhi bhi 3 saal ka hi hai. So don't be in such crowd of the IT industry. There are people like that. I got people we interviewed like 7 years of experience on paper, but in reality they are just able to do work like 4 years of experience. That means they never grew with their experience. So don't get into this trap. Okay, phase number 1, become independent. Till 2 to 3 years of experience, you should become fully independent to take a ticket and average in standards and best practices. Once you have reached this, from that point onwards, further growth will be functionality. So you are able to code, but your standards and the quality levels should start going to 100% when you're going from 3 to 5 years of experience. Okay, 3 to 5 years of experience, you should become best in your standards, coding standards, best practices, industry practices. Those should become 100%, plus design wise you should become average. Okay, so step number 1, become independent. Step number 2 is focus on standards and the best practices. Step number 3 is master designing the application, modularity, okay, concurrency handling. You should master that. So with 3 years of experience, you should start even preparing for thinking about the architecture and design part of the system. You should first try to become as good in best practices, and then you should also start planning things in terms of architecture and design. Okay, okay, so far clear. So there are 3 things. Okay, first is independent in development, independent in debugging. Okay, and end to end hona chahiye wo, from requirement to go live, end to end. If you can be that person, wow. Okay, step number 2 is with standards and best coding practices. Step number 3, as you go further in your career, you should have best design practices of design algorithms and architectures and infrastructure. Infrastructure is nothing but in AWS or GCP, and how the services are actually running on environment. You should think in terms of that when you're crossing like 4+ or 5+ years onwards. Okay, so taken the pointers. Okay, now next thing, as you're growing in your career, it becomes a choice. Do you want to get into a full stack journey? And it's good, but always guys, becoming a full stack matlab focus one. You should be expert in one domain, and yes, average or 60% in the other domain. So if you are calling yourself as a backend person, be 100% in backend and 60% on the other side UI. That is okay. If you call yourself a primary UI, so primary front end side may be 100%, 60% in other. So always full stack development should be covered. There should be one area where you are master, other area could be like 50-60%. It is fine enough. Okay, so that is one career choice. Not everybody wants to be that, but somebody wants to have it. So it's good to have. It's a skill set. Some projects might need people who can do that, some might not really need. So it depends on project to project, but that's another possibility, full stack or like focusing on one area. Okay, now what will happen is, as you start growing in your career, you should change from independent developer to somebody who can take team along with it, mentoring, guiding others, and like 2-3 people together building some application. Your career growth will go in that direction. Okay, so again, uske liye additional learning will be required. Okay, so first you're growing as independent individual, but as you're growing with 3 years 4 years onwards itself, also start focusing on mentoring the skills, taking the team together, because all these are the foundations which will help you when you reach 5 years 6 years experience. So design was one, architecture was one, environment is another. Okay, and at the same time, if you want full stack is there, and another thing is mentoring. So these all skill sets we should start acquiring as we are growing up our career, because that will give you the foundation to make a smarter decision when you reach 6 years of experience. If you don't think about all these angles, future mein problem ho jayega. Okay, now how do you decide what to focus on? I'll clarify it for you people. Already you need to make a decision. When you have 6 years of IT experience, okay, what kind of a person you want to be? There are two primary tracks will be opened. One is management person, another one is the architect line. Okay, and from 6 years experience onwards, both the options are available in the market. Do you want to be into management? Do you want to really be a very nice technically like control person and architect line? And both the tracks will be different, but you need to understand, even if you are following architect line, there also management will be there, because there will be team and people coming to you for questions. You might have to go, like some kind of management and mentoring will anyways be required. But based upon what track you want, while you are after 6 years, you can make a choice of where to go. And for where to go, you should already think that when you are having 4 years of experience. If you think you have to get into more of a management line in forward, start growing in that area right now. Okay, start growing in that area right now by learning and other stuff. If you feel like management is more of mentoring, leadership skills, start acquiring that, so that when you have 6 years of experience, you can accordingly get. If you want to be of more architecture, start spending more time in new skill sets, technology. That's what you have to plan your career. Not like whichever option you give, I should work with that. Okay, take your career in a direction. And also you should plan very carefully when you're switching from one job to another. Are you taking same job role, or are you growing to a better layer? Like you have learned all these things, now what will be the role and responsibility in the other project? So only money is not the criteria when you switch. You need to see whether work wise also there is growth happening to your career. When both things are coming, then go there, and then cross a ladder opportunity wise also, and then it will be a better career. Okay, so just think about all these things. Career needs planning, not like randomly whichever company is paying how much you just go there. I've seen people like rejecting offers even though the बहुत ज़्यादा package था, they're like नहीं नहीं वहाँ नहीं चाहिए because it's not giving me the work that I want. I want ये वाला काम right now, focused on career. ठीक है, so that's what guys, think like in a long run what kind of person should be. But initial year till 4 years of experience, try to be a very good technical person. Don't try to think about management at all till 4 years, because that is the foundation. Till 4 years you should be excellent in coding, debugging. That's the foundation year. And like learn the system, learn the process, become independent, learn the standards, learn the best practices, learn the designing. Once you get all this, then comes कि इसको next level पे कैसे लेके जाना. ठीक है, so mentoring skills ये वो करते हुए, if you want architect line, then there are going to be so many courses that now you can start taking for becoming an architect. Okay, so it completely depends upon your choice of career that you want to build up. But always think 2 years in future. Right now if you have like 10 years of experience, you should think okay, with 12 years or 15 years of experience, what I should be, and accordingly I should start taking my planning preparation from today there. Not like 15 साल का हो गया, now I am like अरे I am stuck, now what should I do? वैसे नहीं. Think ahead always in future. When 4 years, think about 6 years, 7 years. How do you want to shape your career? Start taking actions right now in that direction. If you move in this progressive direction, results will automatically start becoming better. Okay, so active planning of career is required. Don't leave it to circumstances, because dead ends will come if you're not planned. If you're not seeing ahead in road, रास्ते में ditches will come, speed breakers will come, dead ends will come, and your vehicle will keep stopping, and रास्ते भर गाड़ी थाड़ थाड़ जा रही है, and then you're like मेरे को नहीं चलानी है IT की गाड़ी, and you'll just move out. ठीक है, so see the big picture, and 2 years in future is minimum, and then take your career in that direction. Okay, let me tell you key making this decision that I want to get into this leadership and this kind of a track as I grow forward in my career. I made that decision when I was having 5 years of experience. Okay, so like 7 years ago I made this decision कि मेरे को इस track में जाना. I knew that there is a parallel other track available where technically बहुत कुछ growth होगा, but I chose कि नहीं, I want to go in this line because my thought was different. I just looked at कि भाई some of the top CEOs of the world, so what do they do, and my mind में already I was thinking in that direction कि I want to be an executive person who can make smarter and better decisions and do those kind of things, because that was my choice. So it completely depends on choice, but I made that when I was having 5 years of experience 7 years ago, and from that time I have moved in that direction. In between I got multiple opportunities where people were saying कि दूसरे track पे आ जा, but I discarded all that. Doesn't matter how much they are paying, but I know what I want in my career, which direction I'm going, because I see my big picture. So if you don't have that, you will be misguided and your growth will always be like this, like this. You have to go ahead and up in your career, which needs planning. Okay. So think about today's session, see where you are right now, see where you want to go right now, and start identifying the gap of what you should work in order to reach to that, and start putting efforts on a daily basis. Your skills that you want to add on a monthly basis would be in the same direction where your future is, and then accordingly you go in that direction. Okay. So understand today's session and really plan your career nicely. Understand the 3 initial pointers that we did, understand the remaining career planning wala thing. But again guys, देखो बोलने सुनने के लिए तो all these things are like मजा आ रहा है यार, करेगा करियर में ऐसे होता है करेंगे, but it's all about implementing it guys. ठीक है, it needs efforts, it's not shortcut, it's not like ready made, it will not come in your laps, you need to work for getting there. Okay, few decisions will change your life, change the direction, make it smarter. Okay. Okay. And today was our like second last day of this like 10 days program. So first we focus on productivity related tips and pointers. Now we are focusing on this. In tomorrow's session we will summarize everything once again, so it's going to be a recap of entire 9 days, so you can brush up, you can see how much you're consistent, not consistent, and take some plan which you can implement it in future. Okay, so tomorrow is the concluding last day of our workshop. It will be summary and further action plan, so you can take it forward. And from Monday onwards we are launching season 14 of life transformation. Okay, so maza aega. So yeah, let's join back. And yes, for all the existing people of life transformation, it is going to be open for all. So full season karte, it's a 3-week program again. And yeah, just get into it, you will be like in energy and taking on the game. Okay, chalo, thank you everyone, have a nice good sleep and eat well, sleep well. Okay, see you guys tomorrow morning 6 a.m. for meditation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye everybody. Take